Let me let him out.
All right, hey everyone, welcome to our weekly Amazon slash UGC slash e-commerce call today or tonight. So tonight we're gonna have our friend RC here. So RC we've known for many years. He's an agency owner. He knows e-commerce really well. He actually owns a brick and mortar store. It's a Christian gift store in Vegas called Simply Uncaged Gifts. He also knows Amazon FBA really well, eBay, Shopify, and e-commerce in general. So you guys are going to be in for a treat tonight because he's very knowledgeable with not just e-commerce, but also business and also helping others.
Yeah.
Did you want to add anything?
Oh, I can add a lot.
Good.
Not only is he great in business, but he's just been a wonderful friend to us. He's been a part of our family. He's helped our family in many ways. He's an amazing individual who helps a lot of people towards God. And I love that because I love the fact that he not only knows how to help people in business, but he can also help people towards God. And I love that. So yeah, this is just an honor for him to be on here tonight. And he has so much knowledge to give. And I know he's so busy. So I will stop there because I know I could say a lot. But thank you, RC, so much for just doing this tonight and helping everyone here.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we met in 2019 at an event with it was one of the clients I was working with. We were building funnels. We met at an event in Irvine. And it's funny because we're both from Vegas, but both at an event in Irvine. And yeah, ever since then, just loved your guys' family, just seeing it grow, all the new babies and kids like growing up. And yeah, it's just been amazing just to be connected with you guys and also what we're going to be doing here in the near future in so many different spaces.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that too.
So excited.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you. I definitely want to be able to give according to maybe what the needs are here. I always want to open up with Q&A. I guess I'm figuring out because I know majority of you guys are selling like physical products. Product, it's also part of the product review community that you guys are running. So people that are also possibly product review, wanting to do UGC. We could talk a lot of that. And also, I just had something that if we wanted to get into this topic, it'll give you guys a fresh perspective. Because I think today, a lot of these business models that I want that people are sharing, they're just great stepping stones to the next season, right? Like being able to say, wow, I can actually sell a product online or I can make a commission or I could do this. It's building that belief that gives you a stepping stone on like what the actual end goal of what you're trying to build is. Back in 2017, I started eBay dropshipping and it was great. It was a success. I learned about the model. And then for a couple of years, it kind of fizzled. eBay got really, really strict. And then now back in 2023, 2024, 2025, it kind of revived again. eBay dropshipping. Like there's still a lot of things, that you got to get past. But what I'm saying is like being adaptable and just being open to getting into whatever that stepping stone is for a lot of us, right? And for some of us, it's just getting started, building belief, figuring out, okay, how can I take this, make some profits? But when you're sticking in the e-com, depending on where everyone's at, it could either be a vehicle that's going to get you to the next place, or it becomes something where you build a brand around a product line, and now you're building something that can eventually sell. And it's funny because I was having coffee with a friend earlier that I just met. And right now he's just looking to do investment in real estate, but his main business model is Amazon and building brands on through Amazon platform. And he was telling me this, that he's selling something that is a consumer good, meaning, or not a consumer, that want something that someone only buys one time. That's his product. So it's not something where there's like a recurring, it's not something that's long. And this guy does pretty well with that brand. But he said, if I tried to sell it, the brand and the product line and all that, the equity, it wouldn't be as high as this new product line that he's launching, which is a skincare brand that he's putting tens of thousands of dollars into start. But it's a consumer brand that people are buying monthly. Because when you guys think about this, this is where, again, are you building something as a vehicle to get cash flow and then figuring out what that next step is? I don't know if some of us are there today, versus we want to actually build something that is built to sell, built to sell. And if you have something where people are paying you monthly, recurring subscription models, product based, that's something that investors get excited about. And he's trying to sell his other brand, but no one's really biting because, again, it's just like a one time sell to somebody. And it's not something that's exciting that you could do create content around. It's just something that he put so much money in and he won't even take any offers to sell that. So he's taking that cash flow and building something that is sellable.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys tracking with me here? I just want to give some context there. Anyone have questions around that? Because I think just going off that, and then maybe I want to just be sensitive to because there's a lot I can share here. I could talk a lot about branding. We could talk about if you guys are even trying to build your own brand to get connections. Because if you guys, for example, someone said, "Hey, I found Lewis through YouTube," right? Like that's a great asset to build. So you learn how to do what you guys are doing, selling the product reviews, the UGC creation, selling products, and then teaching people about that, right? Just sharing what that's about. So I like that model because it's like, let me show and tell. And I think that's what's going to help us expand our reach, our connections is like, let me do something then show and tell how to do it, not just say, well, I think these are the three ways to sell on Amazon, but you really don't know how to do it, versus like, these are the three ways that I've done. And that's what's going to build more belief and trust in this marketplace today because everyone has access to YouTube. Everyone has access to a phone. Everyone has access now as a content creator. So it's like, how do I become different in this marketplace? And I can even probably go there. But you guys tell me, anyone have questions or anyone have feedback? It was very neat, anything, and then I can kind of adapt from there. What do you guys think?
This group is shy, but they gotta talk.
Yeah, does
Does
anyone
Sound
anyone?
have
good?
any questions? Anything ecom related and RC can answer it. And if you're shy and you don't want to talk on camera, you can also put it in chat and
Yeah,
we'll
that's
answer
fine.
it for you.
Cool.
Come on,
I
guys.
obviously I want to be relevant, right? Like I have a whole teaching where I can do a quick GDoc on like a model that I believe is the future. So what you guys are selling and doing becomes the stepping stone to getting into this model that I truly believe is going to be the future of where online is going to go. Like, I think it's great for you guys to have a product line or multiple product lines, one store there, here, and there. But like, if you guys really want to build something to last, it's more of just finding products, which is great. Keep doing that. Build systems, get the VAs, get all the systems, build belief in yourself. But then there's going to be a time where you're going to have to adapt so you can stick out in the marketplace. So that's kind of like where I feel like we can go if you guys want to go that route.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but just to give you
cool,
context, right? So some of them here are doing UGC like very successfully, and also Amazon FBA. Um,
cool,
some of them are looking into Walmart. You know, some yeah. So
cool, cool. I think okay. Let's talk about this model and then let's just see what you guys think. Okay, because I told Lewis and Veronique, I said, hey, I got some topics outside of it, but I could talk ecom all day. We run a store here in Vegas, and let me just give you some background on that. It's been doing really well. We staff 12 people, and I'll tell you this: running a brick and mortar store with staffing people that can actually pay to the point where they're happy plus and the brick and mortar is the rent and it ain't cheap, right, along with everything else that houses that, plus running on an ecom profit margin. I know what most ecom companies do. Like on average, so like you say, I this is how much we did in ecom. That's great, your revenue, but let's get down to business. Like, how much are you actually profiting percentage wise, right? Because a lot of people like to put those numbers out, and I understand it's not as high, but it is a good model to cash flow and build belief for yourself to eventually where a lot of us want to get to is you guys want to learn how to find products that you think you can build a brand around. And a lot of the conversations I'm talking with people today is it's a lot easy to get in to a lot of the like Amazon, right? It's easier to get in. It's easy to sell on these platforms, but to last for 5 to 10 years, that's the challenge with a lot of people. Right. So I think a lot of what I'm sharing and the reason why I'm sharing this is because the friend that I was talking to, they have to put tens of thousands of dollars into a product line that obviously they have a lot of faith that's going to work. what we've built, and just to give you guys some context, is we don't house a lot of inventory. We send them a lot of our inventory to FBA, but also what we do is we build new products. So we don't find products, we build product lines in-house. So we have like 3D printers. We are trying to become eventually the wholesaler. So eventually we list the product. We don't even have any inventory because we don't need it. But once it sells and we know it hits, we'll throw Amazon ads to it into the keywords that we know it's going to search. So it'll continue to get bumped up, and then we will start fulfilling it. We'll fulfill it by doing it in house. So we'll 3D print these in house. We'll whatever that product line, we'll make it in house. It might not be the best, but if we see a lot of sales, we'll go find a supplier that could do higher quality, and then we'll source and we'll FBA it. Okay. So questions on, because that model, I call it our product incubator department. So we're launching product lines every single month through our store in our niche. Now, another thing is we don't go outside of that niche. We stay in our niche. But here's what happens. We're in our niche, which is Christian products, because we just know that well. But let me just tell you guys, there are products that become like whatever the product is. And what we do is we just slap products that are already selling in consumer goods, and we just throw a verse on it. But here's the thing. If we see a product's winning with the verse, would it win without the verse? So then now we become now what we're building is becoming the wholesaler in bulk of certain product lines that we see are selling that a lot of people aren't really moving in. And now we're becoming the distributor, the wholesaler in that niche. And we've built secondary brands that aren't even attached to our main brand. And I'm telling you guys this because since 2019, we've launched product lines through Amazon, through other organic methods. We growth hack a lot of these things. But I think the hardest part with a lot of people is fulfillment, right? Or will the inventory be there or will it not? So how did we overcome that? We just create the products all in-house, which is a hard thing to do. Very, very difficult. Not always the easiest, but when you find something that can fulfill, you can create something where you don't even need to carry the product anymore, which a lot of us, I think, are doing where if you're doing Amazon FBA, you don't need to carry the product. You just purchase a lot because you know it's going to run. Send it to you, right? You either send it directly to the warehouse that's going to package it for you to send it to FBA, or you guys do it in your home and you send it out. What we do, because we're kind of a little bit ahead of that, is we list it. We put money into the ads of the listing, don't even carry any inventory, but we build our own listing. So we don't even hop on other people's listings. So we don't compete with anyone. What I'm telling you guys this is because I think this is the next step to where a lot of us are at. And if it's a little advanced, great, because I want to challenge people here tonight that what Lewis and Veronique, what they're teaching and all this stuff that they've taught. I mean, I've learned a lot from them over the years that I've adapted. And what I'm learning though is it's a great place to get going and learn. And also it challenges us as business owners to see, wow, I lack in customer service. I lack in organization. Oh, I got to do the accounting, the fulfillment. I'm not really good with numbers. That stuff gives me a headache. Let me give that to someone else. So building a business, you start to learn your weaknesses and your strengths. And the sooner you learn that, the easier it's going to be for you to be able to position people if you're trying to go from like letting the business run you versus you owning and running the business. Cool.
Love that.
So I know there's a lot in there. So if you guys want to give any
No, it's good.
feedback,
It's really good.
No,
It's
that's
really
so
good because we really want to pull them, right? To like
to the
private
next.
label and branding yourself, branding a product. Yeah. So
cool.
does
Cool, cool, cool.
anyone have a question? Oh, there you go.
What platform are you selling on now?
Yeah, so obviously the main one is Amazon. Amazon's like obviously the monster behind it all. And then there's you could also sell on another hitter. I mean, when you sell cute things, I mean, Etsy is kind of like the play, right? When you sell a lot of cute things, right? We call them the cute Christian girlies. They just go out there and just start buying stuff. So, and this is another thing where like you just start to know the platforms become relevant when you know who your ideal client and customer is. So, and then eBay, it's more for like the macho men, right? Sometimes, like you'll see, obviously, there's a lot of women that purchase, but like guys, I'm noticing on eBay that a majority of people that are purchasing on eBay are what? Like mechanics, cars. I ran a Turo business back in 2021. We still run it today, but I don't run it all. We had 20 vehicles plus, and guess where me or my partner, who's a male, guess where we purchase a lot of our stuff? eBay for car
Oh,
stuff, car
parts?
parts,
Oh,
Car
oh, the
parts.
parts. Okay, yeah, yeah,
a
makes
lot of
sense.
different car parts, right? And well, guess what? Guess what that opened up for us? Now we're looking at different realms and categories where we can 3D print things that we were looking for that didn't have many listings or people on it. Now we're building listings in those realms and those categories, and we're fulfilling it in house. I think the 3D printing game is going to be a whole nother level as it gets more sophisticated with those that really want to build like warehouse, self fulfillment, long term, because that's the goal. I mean, think about what's going on with China and tariffs today, right? We got to be wiser. I was just talking to my guy that does Amazon, and he sources his products locally. And I know you guys source a lot of your stuff from like Walmart and a lot of these major retailers, which is fine. Let them hit the tariffs because they buy in bulk anyways, and then we just take the best of both worlds. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Um, Questions, guys?
Any questions?
I guess UGC. Like, how do you feel about UGC? I know we talked
yeah.
about
This is
it,
great.
but
This is great. So my friend, and he just gave me a great perspective. That's why I was like, this is actually maybe perfect timing because I just came out of a conversation 90 minutes with a guy that's crushing it with his brands, and he's going to consumer goods, which is skincare. Consumer is where a lot of us, if you guys want to build a brand that lasts, figure out a product that can be subscription based and people are willing to pay you monthly. And I'll tell you why, because eventually you can sell that monthly recurring and you could sell that company for way higher, right? So that's what a lot of these guys are starting to get sophisticated with once they've made their hundreds of thousands or millions through brand, but it's not good. So what do I think about UGC? Obviously, it's a hot market now because social selling is the way to go, right? So we're talking about branding. Social selling is the way to go. What he's gonna do, he says, my main force, he goes, Amazon's been my main traffic source for all my brands and businesses. He says, but this one, I'm going to be heavily focused and he's going to drop down, I think like 40, 50 grand on like products to get this going. Yes, he's still going to list it on Amazon because that's going to be a consistent source for that consumer good, but he wants to diversify and he wants to leverage TikTok, UGC, and TikTok Shop today and D2C, right? Direct to consumer. So leveraging TikTok as like that place because obviously if it's a skincare thing, it's going to be a lot easier for a UGC creator to do that and it's a sexy, right? It's like it's sexy marketing. If you have a boring product where and I don't know what his boring product is. I was trying to ask him, but obviously, people don't share all their products, but it's a very boring product where he's like I can't even have a UGC creator use it. So a lot of these factors on this and he's doing this why? Because again, he wants to build to sell. But I think UGC right now in the next handful of years minimum maximum is going to be okay, good. But with all the AI tech and tools, I mean, the more sophisticated the AI is getting, it's going to be a very interesting play for UGC creators. So you're going to have to adapt to a different type of agency because UGC, what I see is like an agency, right? That's what it is. Like you're obviously you're the one that's doing it, but eventually, if you're trying to get a higher build for a company, you're going to go the agency route in that. And the agency route could be so many different ways. I mean, it's either you recruiting other UGCs, you be the main, but there's so many layers to that. But I think right now UGC is still very relevant and still hot in this very hour. Yeah.
yeah, that's so true.
Very true.
Look at TikTok. Like they're even doing creator rewards programs where like they're saying stuff like don't quote me on this, but it's like if you get hit X amount, you get part of our rewards program, and now you can get like what is it, a car, right? And get your monthly car. Like they're doing creator rewards program. So my marketing eye, but also if I were to put my business cap on, just shows how much TikTok's trying to double down on creators because they see the buying habits of people is through the creators. I mean, they've paid tens of millions through affiliates over the last few years. Last year, I don't know the exact number, but it keeps growing every year. And it's just crazy seeing that TikTok shop and affiliate commissions is like a whole nother level right now that I just see as a new affiliate marketing wave where if you're great on camera, if you're already doing UGC, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't be doing that.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Like
TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok shop, but TikTok affiliate, be an affiliate, and then you get the creator
Um,
commissions.
yeah.
That's what we're getting me.
Yeah. She's like working on that right now. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
it's a big
next
one.
month. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm focusing more on TikTok right now instead of Amazon, just because I see how TikTok is right now
Yeah.
for creators.
Again, this is us adapting and like even being because he talked about being in a community, like being in communities like this where you have to continue to innovate. Like we're always innovating because the money is there's no less money in the marketplace. They're printing more money. It's not about that. It's where's the attention and the focus going for consumers today. Another reason why I believe it's adapting in any space. You know, I talk about me adapting in the agency space where I'm building an agency which for active income cash flow, but I'm not building the agency just to make a lot of money. I'm building the agency to fund my next endeavor, which is a software company that we're building right now. And hopefully this month we can launch I've been working on it for a year. So it's been a long, like I just want to pull my eyes out type deal, but that's part of being innovative. For you guys, it's making active income to build yourself up, to believe in yourself, to also understand what ecom's about, so that when you do find something, you're going to double down and invest your money back into a brand, right? That if you guys are going to continue to go the ecom route. Yeah.
When you say brand, you mean like a product brand, right? Not a personal brand?
Product brand. Yeah. Yeah. Product brand. Yeah, that's where it's at.
Danny said, have you
Danny.
done, oh, Danny, sorry. Have you done a professional patent if you,
No, provisional.
oh, provisional, sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Patent. If so, did you use an attorney or did you do it online with a service like LegalZoom? Thank you for your feedback. Can't talk. I'm still at work.
Great. Yeah, this is good. So, um, we only did it on a few products that we know are doing well, and we do have an attorney that does that. But unless the product line, I'm going to be honest, unless the product line, and these product lines, they've been doing multiple six figures a year in their respective categories. So we just started doing patents on certain things, but the reason why is because we have to create the product and then patent it, right? But we have an attorney that does that. Do I recommend stuff like LegalZoom, Rocket Lawyer? Uh, I can't say that. I obviously I don't give, and I think I should give that advice up front is like the legal advice, right? I don't. Um, but I mean, there's ways around it. Here's what I say with people when it comes to any industry you're in, and this is the foundation. You want to work with the one percenters of every industry or partner with one percenters or people that have 1% like thinking. What does that mean? It's the people that have one had a track record in that industry, right, for a long time. And I'll give you guys more practical examples. And two, that no matter what the marketplace looks like, they're always in. Because every industry, there's always those people that stay no matter it's a down, it's an up, it's luxury, it's up and down. Like they always last through the downs and the ups. So I always look for one percenters in all industries. I tell people I didn't. It's not that I failed at Turo. I'll humbly say that we just didn't have the right connections as fast as we wanted to scale it. So instead of having all the headaches to do it, I handed off the last few vehicles we had because we had a lot of car crashes over the years. It's Vegas, right? And I gave it to someone that's well connected to the body shops, to the claims. They have claims. They have everything. They can get a car out after it gets hit within 24, 48 hours. For me, it took 2 to 3 weeks. So you want to work with one percenters that have connections and that can implement as far as speed. So if we're talking about like Rocket Lawyer or LegalZoom and all these, like what type of person are you hiring on those third party platforms? And if are they hiring third party lawyers? How are they sourcing it? Right. So we work with obviously lawyers and attorneys that are not cheap. But if you again are trying to bootstrap something and obviously it's high risk, low investment, then maybe that's what Rocket Lawyer's for. But I but here's the thing, if you have the money, Why not go for someone that's like legit in their industry? That's what we do. And the thing is, I do this only once like we know it's crushing multiple six figures year after year after year after year. Not just like a one-time hit, it's a trend and then the trend dies. Because what? Trends end, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully that can give you guys some context there. That's a great question.
Love it.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
There you go.
Oh, that's a great question. You know what? Here's let me take a step back. I have a really amazing operator and partner that runs that. I'm the content creator of that business. So this is going to be a teaching for all of us. I run products or I run a podcast for our store to build brand. We just hit like 114, episode 114. So every week, never miss since we launched the podcast. What was it? 2023, January 2023. So we went 100 podcasts deep, never missed an upload, and that's my grace. I write the emails. I do a whole bunch of stuff to keep brand going and up. So this is where, and I don't always, one, it's hard to find good partners. Okay. I had a lot of bad partner deals that just phased out. But I have a really great operator and partner. And I think the 3D printer we run right now is like a little over $1,000. I don't know exactly which one, but I could try to figure out for y'all. I can go. I mean, I see it every day. I just don't know. I'm not the operator manager. So that's great. But I think we just got our third, and then we have different machines we're testing right now. Yeah.
That's good, bro.
And
Know your
and that's
role,
hard.
right?
It's
Know your
what's
role.
up?
You
Know
know
your
your
role.
role.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. Like I just humble myself to know like a lot of the stuff I'm doing, I think I've been really blessed to find the right people in my life to run with. And again, when I even told Lewis and Veronique, I mean, I've known them for almost 6, 7 years now. Like, and then I kind of pitched them something like, hey, I have an idea. I have a lot of guys that are great at what they do, but I just don't trust them. And I don't know them long enough. So I look for people that have good hearts that we can partner with. And then what I do is we test like one client, one project before we start establishing all the LLCs and all that stuff, sharing bank accounts. Like we just start testing and build. And that's how I built my partnerships. And the ones that don't last, they just phase out. Um, Partnership 101 stuff. Now, if you're partnered with a spouse, and you guys are able to run it and make it work just like how they're doing it, that's amazing, right? Like that's hard. There's a lot of humility. There's a lot of like being able to communicate more and just being able to know your guys' roles and positionings. Like there's so many dynamics to that. But that's what makes this also beautiful to build stuff like this. Yeah.
Yeah, so Shannon and Hal are actually like brother and sister partners, and they run one Amazon store perfectly. Great
That's again, that's a
example.
blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
it can be like very complex, right? There's so many moving parts with like e-com. There's like money involved, and there's like roles. They have VAs too, so
Yep.
um, yeah, it's a good example. Same with Marcelo and Jen. They work together, and they do UGC together too.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah, very rare. I have three sisters, one brother, so there's five of us. And out of all of them, I'm only working with my brother. So, and we're just building one company, well, and different offers, product lines, but it's more towards like software and agency stuff, and we do very well. It takes a lot of humility, a lot of understanding, and a lot of balance of just,
yeah.
business, how are you?
I know. I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's
Yep.
needed though. I think it's really needed if you really want to build something big, right? And you're like lifetime, you gotta be partnering with great people.
Yeah.
It's so tough to build on your own, right? So, there's
That's
no
another
way.
thing. It's like, yeah, when you're trying to build great things, you only have so many hours and so much energy into some things. And again, I don't know a lot of the operations. I mean, someone asked me this a 3D printer. I don't know the 3D printer. That's crazy to me, right? And we're pumping out products out of that thing, creating things daily. I just know it works, and I just know I trust certain people. So yeah, there's a lot there. I just been blessed to be able to be around the right people and find them.
Yeah. So Dani has a private label question. She said, "How do patents differ from copyrights and trademarks?"
These are great. I think I guess my question is with the difference between the copyright and trademark. Like one, and I'm gonna just be very upfront. I'm not part of like that legal side. I don't think I'm really graced for that side. But I think my next question is what is the goal of knowing the difference of copyright and trademark? Because I think I can give at least a little bit of context, but again, I don't give that type of legal advice. That's something I think out of my realm, and I humble myself to say, hey, I don't know too much about it, but I'd be curious what's the question behind it, and then maybe we can find a good solution or an answer. Yeah.
Yeah, should be typing it up.
Okay, cool.
Work
Cool,
right now.
cool. I mean, the
Good typing.
simplicity, if I were to give like a simple big picture, I mean, copywriting, right? It's like the original, I just know for like it's like the original work, like whoever was the original creator of the artist. And then I think the trademarking is more of like brand protection, right? Brand and logo. So in general, that's the big picture. If we were to go in depth, I don't know. I'd have to ask a a copywriter, attorney, or expert or trademark expert because there's that's a whole umbrella
Yeah.
of things
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
So if you said protecting products,
my product's
like
brand and iCompany's logo.
and company's logo. Okay, trademarking. I know again from a big picture, trademarking is the logo, right? Protecting the company's logo. I think copyright protects like the original designer of it. Like you can't copyright Nike, Mickey Mouse, right? Like these big companies will come after you, right? Nike just do it sign and you just flip it upside down and they'll find any way to just come at you and drain you out. So I know that's like more copywriting versus like logo trademarking. But again, I'm just a very, very, very basic when it comes to that. Yeah. Great question. Great question.
um, how about systems, bro? Like if you can give advice to first Amazon sellers about creating a system,
hmm
well, yeah.
So
'Cause
yeah, I mean,
I think
let's
you're
talk
really
about
good at
that.
creating systems with your businesses. So
hmm Let's talk about that. I mean, I guess top of the mind, what systems are we looking to develop, right? Because I think there's a few. It could be like my day-to-day system, my system of like focusing, system when it comes to like G Sheets and integrations. I guess if we want to go a little bit depth, if you guys have something a little bit more specific, we could talk about that, or I could just go overall.
I guess with Amazon first, like Amazon
I
FBA.
have a, I
Oh,
have a
oh, there you go.
question,
Mhm.
little bit. Oh, sorry, hold on. So when we're talking about systems, like the word that came to mind was organization. Because me and my brother like we're in the Amazon game together, and then I was telling him the other day, I was like, I don't know what's the best way to track replenishes, for example. I don't know what's the best way to track. Well, there was another example that I was talking about with him, but like the one that kind of keeps repeating in my mind is like replenishing. So I guess like the organization part, like I feel like I have so many spreadsheets that I need to look at on a day to day. And so I don't know what kind of systems that maybe you guys were talking about or referring to, but like when I heard systems, I was like, oh, organization. So I don't know if you have anything to share about that.
Good. Um, do you guys have specific tools? I could probably refer one that I just found for my guys that are building like a Amazon, eBay machine. They manage over like 500 plus stores right now.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know what systems you guys do. You guys use
Wow.
a system for replenishing? I don't know if there
Not
is.
really. Like a lot of the stuff that
Spreadsheet.
we're doing is Google Sheets. And then our prep center has their own
Okay.
software, but yeah,
Do
that
you
kind
know
of
what that
thing,
soft?
but nothing.
You know what that software is, or
No,
if
it's
not,
The
it's okay.
software.
the one
It's
that Nick
internal.
has,
It's
Lewis,
internal. It's their own
it's their
software.
Internal?
own. It's their own.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, okay, so that's that again, the SaaS play, that's where I'm more wanting to be the person that gives the software to people because that's the end goal of a lot of these things.
Mhm.
Here's a good one. It's called Three Colts. I don't know if you guys heard about it. This is a great one. I'd recommend. There's so much to look into it, but it's one of these things where it's like financial operations. You can connect certain things. So you get into threecolts.com. It becomes this whole enterprise where you're paying monthly for different apps. So it's like a Shopify, but an app marketplace for resellers. So there's drop shipping stuff. There's inventory management, repricers, feed management, arbitrage. This is what they use, threecolts.com. And this is how big I think. I want to be threecolts.com. right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to build long term, stuff like this. But I
Mm.
think this would be a good powerhouse to look into that will give you, and these are just different selling strategies, and it organizes everything in one, and you'll start to build a machine through this.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's really
Yeah.
good.
Three Colts. I mean, look at it. Uh, it obviously integrates tactical arbitrage. It integrates inventory lab. I'm sure you guys use that. Scout IQ, um, smart repricer. So it does this and then it gives you all these notifications. And each one of these are our own apps, but it does it all in one area. Like whoever thought of this is about to capitalize for all the sellers that are trying to get
Or
bread up in the game, you know?
Yeah, organization is it's tough as it get bigger and bigger. So
Yep.
yeah, so you're
Yeah.
right, Chan. Being organized, right, is the system.
So I'll drop this in the
That is
chat
the
for y'all.
system. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And if you want to hit my affiliate, I'm just kidding. I'm not an affiliate. Yeah. But yeah, look into that. But I'm the guy where it's like tech, SaaS, software, systems. I'm always the one. I spend a lot of money on software every month to try to find the best. And I'm the one that's testing a lot of these things. I'm looking at a lot of AI solutions because here's the hardest part. Right now, with the AI boom and with all these softwares, what we're looking for are the next Facebooks, the next Googles, the next Amazons, right? The Fortune 500 in AI. So I'm always thinking ahead what those look like. So I'm always just testing. And here's how I know they're going to win. I study not the product, I study the person that runs the company.
Mm.
Because the founder is what pushes. Zucks is a crazy dude. Jeff Bezos is a crazy dude. Elon Musk is a crazy, like these guys are like weirdos, right? When it comes to like their good weird, right? They're just like unconventional, uncommon ways of thinking. And AI, like we can't stop it. You know, I have a lot of my thoughts on it, but good and bad, but you can't stop it. So Three Colts is a great place for you guys to start, but these are what we're looking. And if they start integrating AI, you guys are, I mean, you're not gonna be having to have too many VAs. You can have like one or two solid VAs. AI and software just does the heavy lifting. Now you can make more profit margin as you guys scale and grow. So it's exciting, but it's also, yeah, it's scary for people, right?
I
Mhm.
So
mean, we can talk about it though if you want.
Yeah.
But AI with with like UGC, AI with Amazon or e-commerce in general, the good and bad.
That's a good.
good. Yeah, so this Three Colts, if they innovate AI in it, like imagine you have something that continues to like do calculations and stuff and says, "Hey, I noticed that this thing got shipped from this warehouse and it's off. Something's off there. Let me create a ticket for you internally to go do an investigation, to go tell Amazon and write a ticket, a dispute that, hey, I shouldn't have spent that much money on that." Like welcome to like the next level of AI and what's gonna evolve. Like you're gonna have a bot tell you and run your whole business on specific metrics and trackings of what's the errors and not like that's a good thing for business owners, right? So I think that's a good thing with where it's gonna go, in general. And I think the whole with depending on again where you guys are at. I mean, I like right now, I like the chat widget stuff. Right, what's relevant in AI today and across all industries is when you go to a website, there's a chat widget, and it's not just a robot that just responds, and it's not now it's actually talking to you, and it seems like it's one of your VAs or reps. So that's what I'm working on today. So I help like local service businesses, and what they do is somebody comes in, a lead comes in, it says, "Hey, I'm interested in your service. I want a cleaning for my house, or I want a painting job, or something like that." This can go for ecom too, but it's texting you back, which sounds like a human at the help desk. Welcome to the next level of like what building a real brand is if you were to run it on like a Shopify or your own website host. But yeah, it's happening. Um, voice AI is definitely on the rise. You guys probably heard of that. I'm not using it yet. I think there's still some roboticness to it. But what you guys are gonna get paid for and make money, more profit margins for is knowing how to leverage the tools that are relevant to your business today. Because I think there's too many people that are trying to use AI that isn't sophisticated enough for these tools. Like the one I just gave you, Three Colts. I know that's sophisticated, and if they were to add more features to it, it's going to be its own hub, and it's just going to be a whole nother thing where like imagine instead of hiring 10 VAs or 5 VAs, this tool for a quarter of that price is going to do that. And I'm not trying to say the VAs are irrelevant. I'm just saying you won't need to have as many versus today versus what the future is going to hold. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. How about the bad though of AI? Like, how do you feel about it?
The bad of it is it's where I think a lot of people are going to rely on it too much on several realms. I think again, it just depends on the branding. Uh it depends on again what product line, what industry you're in. There's a lot of negatives to it that can probably destroy it, right? Destroy the business, or it's going to get sophisticated where it's going to start thinking like a human, and who knows, it might even have greed. Like it can start to have emotional things attached to it. And if you can program it to be bad. Like you can literally program it to wreak havoc and be evil and be negative, right, in the world. And that's also guarding our children and the next generation of, because it can use like I'm gonna be like, that's not marketing, that's AI, that's not AI marketing, that's AI manipulation. So it's not even marketing anymore, it's manipulation. So now it just like we see today, what we see people that are closing high ticket deals, or you see all these people that are getting exposed because of the bad that's happening. AI just becomes a reflection of how people are already doing bad in an industry. Anyways, they're scamming people, they're taking money. People can program AIs, scam call places can program AIs to do it now, so they don't even have to hire and pay commission to a person from India or Philippines or another third world country to scam you. They can just program AI to scam you.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, you guys have seen that, right? Where like they do that stuff. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Marcelo,
um,
11 Labs. Oh, right there.
I like that. So 11 Labs right now, I'm studying 11 Labs. I think it's an amazing tool for AI voice. I think it's one of the top competing in the space as far as sophistication. I think it's a great tool. Let me put you guys on a tool if you guys ever want to look at AI stuff. Um, and that's okay to use that now. It's called futuretools.io. So what I like about this place, and I'll drop this here in the chat, is you can go into whatever. So you're talking about text to speech or text to video or speech to text, right? So speech to text, I'm sure you'll see, and you'll see all the other ones. Let's see if 11 out is it 11 labs on here? Is it? Am I? No. You can actually, and then I can actually look up 11 labs. Oh, let me take this off. I spelled it wrong. Yeah, so they're in the text to speech actually category. So I see it right here. And look, when you're in here, you can literally go in and you can hit, "Hey, I endorse this as a human," right? And then you can vote for it and say, "This is the best one. I've tried it." So that's what I like about this. It's non-biased, and you can literally hit text to speech and you'll see what else. So this one is coming up, SNR audio, and you can go in and text and test this. But this is great for all. So I go on here to look a lot of marketing stuff because that's my realm, right? That's where I want to be. And then you can find out all the stuff that's obviously, and you can see all the people that are just starting, and you'll just know based on how long it's been on here or how long it's been out based on the votes down here. So there's a lot to look at. So this is a great one. Join their email. It's a free email list. They give a lot of AI tools. I think this is one of the good future tools is obviously just talking about all the AIs. You want to launch a podcast. I found some really good podcasting stuff here that I'm testing. Where's one I'm testing for pods? Oh, there it obviously all says pods, but this one's good. Adobe Speech Enhancer. I even voted for it. 12,000. So if you guys are creating YouTube videos, audio is the highest quality. You need the audio as the highest quality. So this one helps you. It makes it sound like any video. It doesn't matter. It could be in the car. You could have all this background noise. It'll make you sound like you're on a podcast. Audio, Adobe Speech Enhancer. Really, really cool tool there. Um, Podium, I heard this is good from some people, but Riverside Transcript. Yeah, anyways, don't want to go down the podcast route, but just giving you guys a really cool tool to look into. if you ever want to get into this video editing, I'm sure there's some great stuff. So, yep. Enjoy that. Enjoy.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Love those, bro.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah. If I were to get into a position of like, if anyone were to tell me like, Artsy, what are you so good at? I think I'm the guy where I don't have emotions when it comes to testing things. Like, it's $100 to test a month for 3 months. Let's do it. Run the card. Like, let's try it. Like, I'm that guy where like I'll take the highest risk. Why? Because I think it's that pioneer thinking, right? So, but also you got to know where you're at. Like, I could take a lot of high risk because like I feel like I got nothing to lose. But you also got to know what risk you guys can take. And you got to, this is where, again, when you're building business, you start to find these people I'm connected to people that are connectors. I'm not really a connector. I got people that are connectors in my thing. But yeah, this is stuff where you guys start to learn about your personality, your characteristics, and what you're better at. So I'm that guy where I'm like willing to test. I like learning new things. And ask yourself this when you guys are building anything, I don't know how old everyone is, but depending, I'm in my early 30s. So I said this if it's not built to sell or built to last, I don't want to build it anymore. And it's this one word curiosity. So I asked myself, what do I get curious about? That's what I want to build because I'm genuinely curious about it. I might not be excited to run Facebook or Google ads for people, but I'm curious how businesses are growing. I'm curious about what new methods and what new ways to implement and strategies and softwares to make it easier. And it stems actually from this. And I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of why I do this. And I was going to do a whole teaching, but I think it works here. I'm doing this thing. It's called the one person kingdom business, like building a one person business. And then I have this thing called the different systems on how to build this. And this is my big picture of what I'm curious about. So, what skills are you learning? What tech stack am I learning? That's why I have stuff like future tools. And I know a lot of these because I'm always open to testing tech. What offers? What am I selling? What system do I have to create offers to sell to people? What content creation system? I have a whole content creation system. How I'm a one person team that just pushes out content, and I have a systems around that. And then this last one, it's called the value creator ecosystem. But let me go deeper on this. It's not just give value, give value, give value, because everyone's doing that. 3 ways to sell on Amazon, 3 ways to flip houses, 3 ways to increase your credit. Instead, it's sharing your values. And this is how you guys are going to find the right tribe and people to partner with long term. You guys share similar values where it's like, I'm going to teach you how to build a one person kingdom business while raising a healthy family, while not being able to throw your family life away, not being a bad mother or dad or children, right? Like now I'm sharing you with my values versus just saying, I'm going to teach you how to build a business. So whole nother teaching, but these are the systems I think about of like the future of where if you want to last, build something that creates culture, communities, and real great relationships. And these are the 5 things that I focus on during that path. And then obviously I push people out because I have what? I have the same values as these people that are trying to build. And I use this Proverbs thing where I teach people like, hey, wealth from get rich quick schemes, they quickly disappear. But wealth from hard work grows over time. So like now I'm pulling in people that aren't looking for a 90-day get rich quick scheme, that it's going to take time. Cool.
Cool.
So
Sharing
yeah,
your
just on
value
that.
Yeah,
on the
agree with
market.
that.
Yeah.
Because I think we're
Mhm.
the same way. We're always looking at it doesn't matter how much money someone has, but if they don't align with your values, I'm not going to want to work with them.
Exactly. That's where we're at today. Like
Yeah.
people are starting to just go for people that they are, again, I'm more mission driven than money driven in this hour, right? Money's a great tool, but I'm more mission driven. I'm more about impact. Um, I'll give you guys a quick story, real quick. We do like real estate investment stuff. We house elderly, and we had an investor that was like, they'd rather remove an elderly. This is someone's grandparent. So we do like creative real estate stuff. This is someone's grandparent. They'd rather remove that person because this other person that we're going to take in is going to cash flow more for their property. So it's like, how far do you need to go, right, to make a few $100 or a few thousand plus a year or whatever, just to make that for the sanity of what? Removing someone that loves where they're at and they're peaceful there and they're being transformed there and just taking them out. Like, how far do we need? So I'm more mission driven than money driven. I'm more impact driven than income driven because, guys, as you guys are growing and making money, you're going to make money. But like, this is where my values, and we obviously stopped doing business long term with this person because I'm not going to cut a bigger check for the livelihood of somebody that has a soul, a heart, right? That has peace. So it's like, how farther will people go? And this is where you guys will start to realize that it becomes vanity after a certain amount of money you're making, and it just becomes about metric now. So I just wanted to share that because that's where I'm at, and that's I was talking to this guy and I had to tell him this story because like, hey, you'll make money, but if you're more money driven than mission, then we're not going to be a good fit. And if you guys can put your values down the line, you're going to have a lot of peace building with the right partners long term.
I
I
love that.
agree.
That's
I
so
love
true.
that. So true.
You're right. After a certain amount, it's just
But
metrics,
I think
right?
but I think everyone does have to learn on their own. I do think that. And
Yeah.
it's just
Uh,
be real.
yeah, and excuse my French, but like I was telling him like I don't think you're in this F boy phase, right? Like you guys kind of know what that jargon is. It's like you're going through this phase of like I just don't care as long as I win and I make the most and I'm the best. Like
Mhm.
right that you go through that adolescence or that you're trying to mature, but they have to go through that maturing process.
Yeah.
So you have to know it could be the right person, wrong season.
Oh, yeah, I like that. That's true. Because everyone's
Yeah.
on their own journey. So maybe they'll eventually get to that point where you guys align on certain things. But right now,
Hmm.
it's not.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people I know that are great. They're just in there like, I'm only in it if I can make the most money. And I said, I'm not in it if it makes the most money.
Yeah.
Like I'm past that stage of my life. I did that was a lot of my 20s, but no, I'm like, no, that's not it. No, no more. Like what profits a man that gains the whole world but they lose their soul? It's just not worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
How about bro on the flip side of it, right? Like how about for the people who are in a struggle right now? Like what would you tell them right now? They started out with Amazon or UGC, they're kind of struggling,
Yeah.
like make money trying to provide.
Yeah, that's great. I'm big on this where it's like, obviously, if you're just starting this as like a side hustle and you have a main source of income, which is like you're working, stay there. Always have something that's consistent, right? Like, and I think the worst part about it is like you're investing into products, not knowing if it will work, not knowing the profit margins, things can go wrong. There's just a lot, shippings, right? Returns, chargebacks, damages, and you got to still be a little bit liquid. So if you're just starting off and you're creating a side hustle, yeah, obviously be wise and stay consistent with income. I tell people 6 to 7 months of savings, and then you could try to go all out, but I still wouldn't. If you can't build it part time, what makes you think you're going to build it full time? Right? Like it's just this thought process today. So stick with it. But I think two things that kept me going was one, I told myself if it's not this vehicle, or if this product it's out there. So it's just this belief of like never giving up, just saying I'm going to keep testing. I'm going because that's what business is about. It's not like A to Z. It's going to be like A, J, back to B, right? X. Like that's how we're all figuring out life. So we're not alone. And I think again, not being alone, like in communities like this, like I'm big about community. So two is I've always been in a community that has continued to encourage me because people out there that don't see that vision, they think we're crazy.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't think it's possible. So it's really guarding your heart around those and staying in something that will continue to not just motivate you, right, but inspire you to keep going. But y'all, like I've been on this side hustle journey since 2013. So again, wealth growing over time through hard work. That's practical. It grows over time, but the first investment too is what they say it's before anything the first investment is you, and then when you make a lot of money, trust me y'all, I don't even take profits from our store and that brand because I know we take that profit and put it right back into the business. Like I'm not going to go buy something crazy or try to up my lifestyle to go like that. No, if you're an ecom, you have to continue to reinvest right back in to grow to something that eventually makes more sense. But yeah, I think being patient, building that belief system, taking it one day at a time, and then staying in the right community.
I love it, bro. And how can they follow you, bro? Like, where should they follow you? Instagram, YouTube?
Uh, yeah, I got a lot of YouTube channels that I'm
Yeah.
just like slowly building. I'm on YouTube. I got different channels. For anyone that does know, I mean, I've built a following of over 500,000 in on organically through YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. But a lot of it, I'm not a business guru. I'm more of like I share God's word, and then people eventually see on the back end, and I build funnels and back ends to show people like, hey, there's ways to that, but I don't need that. Like what I like about what you guys are building is you don't need a personal brand to build what you're building. For me, I do because I'm trying to be a software founder. I'm trying to do all these other things to reach. But eventually, you guys probably will when you guys start building products and brands. But yeah, Instagram is just RC Simon across like every other platform. So yeah, feel free,
Yeah,
connect.
follow him
But
real
yeah,
quick before he goes. Second. Right there. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
I repost this stuff all the time. I think I
but
reposted it today.
by the way, I don't know if you guys like just some little insight on a little social media hack. Today, written content, like writing content on Instagram is being favored. Before it used to be video, not saying video doesn't work, but written content, like I've literally like tripled my reach. Like it's in the millions right now of like the last
Really?
30 days on the dashboard because of just written Twitter post content. I'll tell you why. Ain't nobody got time to go through 5 creators and watch 1 minute of every creator.
Yeah.
They just read it, like it, share it. Next. Read it, like it, share it. I think TikTok still drives the video because it's only video versus Instagram. It's more of like still post type of content that's winning with a song. And that's like just exactly how I do it. If you guys look at my Twitter stuff, just look at that. Crazy engagement on those posts right now. And guess what? It's barely any work. And I
Um,
thank God that it's favoring because I don't have to create videos all the time anymore, like fresh content.
Okay. Thank you.
that's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good. Thank you so much, RC, for being here with us again. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, follow him at RC Simon before he goes. And can we give RC some virtual emoji, virtual hugs, virtual kisses?
First clap. Thank
Thank you
you
guys
for
so
your
much.
time.
Yeah, thanks for your
Yeah.
time, bro. I know you're like super busy, so thank you for being here. We learned a lot. Very like high level stuff. I told them it's gonna
Yeah.
be high level.
Yeah.
So you gotta be here.
Good.
Let's really chat real quick. And yeah, bro.
We'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll talk
Yeah.
to you
We'll
soon.
be in touch. Nice to meet everyone. Connect anytime. God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
George.
you.
Thanks, RC. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
Thanks
everyone.
everyone. Okay.
Have a
See you
good
guys soon.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.